up, everyone? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking about another exoplanet system. Now we're going to be talking about Kepler 444. So what is Kepler 444? Anyway, before we start, I just want to say this video is split into two parts. Part 1 will be exploring the stars in Kepler 444 system, and Part 2 will be explaining the planets in the Kepler 444 system. So this is Part 1, we'll be explaining about the 3-star system, Kepler 444. So Kepler 444 has an interesting fact, being it's at 11.2 billion years old, which is super old. Meaning when it was formed, when Kepler 444 was formed and all these three stars formed, the universe was just 2.6 billion years old. That's right. 2.6 billion years old, and our Milky Way was very young at that time. So let's go explore all three of the stars in the Kepler 444 system. So let's start Kepler 444a, which is the main star in the system, and is an orange dwarf K0v star. It is 75.2% the diameter of our sun and almost 76% the mass of our sun. Temperature is approximately 5,000 Kelvin, and it takes about almost 200 years to orbit the barycenter and 26.2 days to rotate. And you can see the age, 11.2 billion years old, which is very old. And this is home to 5 planets. Once again, I'll show you all 5 planets in the next part of the Kepler 444 tour. So you can see Kepler 444, it has an orange color to it. If we turn on auto lighting, you can see this is the surface of Kepler 444a. And this is what it looks like. It's an orange dwarf. It's a very high-class orange dwarf. It's also named KOI 3158, KIC 6278762, or HIP 94931A. So this is Kepler 444a. Next up, we're going to be going to the 2 red dwarf stars, Kepler 444b and c. So let's go to these 2. So Kepler 444b is an M1.4v red dwarf, and Kepler 444c is an M1.8v red dwarf. Kepler 444b is slightly larger than Kepler 444c, and it's much hotter than Kepler 4. And Kepler 444b is hotter than Kepler 444c, but just a slight amount. They are very similar stars. Now let's see the surface. It looks like this. You can see the red dwarf surface for Kepler 444b, and its diameter is only 40% the sun. The mass is 30% of the sun. The temperature is 3,664 Kelvin, and it takes 81 days to orbit the barycenter. Actually, it takes 81 days to orbit the barycenter, and Kepler 444b and c are also orbiting themselves. And you can see they are in the barycenter, which both take 81.6 days to orbit. So let's see Kepler 444b up close. Temperature is 3,600 Kelvin, and it's also 11.2 billion years old. Once again, it's very old. Now let's go check out Kepler 444c, the other red dwarf star, which is binary with Kepler 444b. And you can see this is the surface of it, very similar to Kepler 444b because they're both red dwarf stars. The temperature is about slightly cooler at 3,608 Kelvin compared to 3,664 Kelvin. The diameter is only 36.5% of the sun, and the mass is 25% of the sun. The luminosity, just 1% of the sun. The red dwarf here is also 1% of the sun. Kepler 444a, the luminosity is only 30% of the sun. So unlike Kepler 444a, unfortunately these 2 stars, they don't host any planets though, sadly. But luckily there are 5 terrestrial planets in Kepler 444a, and if you want to see those, subscribe for part 2, and I'll see you later. Bye everyone, see ya for part 2 of this tour.